Hello and welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another Think Thursday video. I think this is my third in a row, so pat on my back for sticking to some sort of commitment that I made. So for today's Think Thursday video, we are going to be talking about managing patients in the outpatient setting that have dermatological complaints, that have complaints relating to derm. And I know I can't even say the word. Derm is tricky. It's tricky for me. It's tricky for many people. It's probably tricky for you. Unless you're a dermatologist, it's freaking tricky, okay? It doesn't have to be that hard. So it's really being able to do a thorough history and physical exam on your patient. I mean, obviously that's with all diagnosis and like physical exams, but it's really, really, really important with dermatological complaints. And so a huge part of this, like I said, is gathering a history on your patient. And it's asking questions. It's asking the right questions. There are some questions that you should be asking every one of your patients that comes in with a dermatological complaint that can really help you to not only build your differential, but narrow down your differential. And so first, we're going to discuss all those questions that you need to be asking your patients that present with some kind of derm complaint. And then after that, we'll kind of go over describing the lesions that are seen. Different characteristics really help you to determine the type of lesion that you're looking at, and the type of lesion that you're looking at often is associated with specific derm diagnoses. There is a lot of overlap. It's not like very black and white. There is a lot of overlap. That's why the more information that you can gather when it comes to dealing with derm complaints, the better. The more boxes that you can check, the more that you can clarify and define, the better. And it's going to just help you not only build, like I said, but narrow that differential. All right, so like I said, first let's go over all of those questions that you need to be asking your patient that presents with a dermatological complaint. So 1, how long has that rash or lesion been present? And how has the rash or lesion changed? Where did the rash first appear and now where is it? What associated symptoms are there? So does the patient complain of itching? Is it painful? Is it burning? Do they have systemic symptoms such as fever, body aches, fatigue? Is there anyone else affected with the lesions or rash? Has the patient ever experienced this before? What does the patient think caused the rash or lesions? Oftentimes I'll have a lot of very useful information just to offer up right there. Is there anything that makes it better for the patient? Anything that makes it worse? What have they tried at home? And then are there any potential allergen exposures? So for example, new medication, food, animals, personal care products, so forth. So the answers to these questions are extremely valuable when making your diagnosis. During your physical exam, 2 components that are of the utmost importance are the characteristics of the lesions that are present and their distribution. So listed here too are a variety of lesions that are important to become familiar with. So macules, those are non-palpable lesions less than 1 centimeter, and they vary in pigment from their surrounding skin. Patches are also non-palpable lesions, however they are greater than 1 centimeter. Papules are palpable now. They're less than 1 centimeter. They can be isolated or grouped. Plaques, these are elevated lesions greater than 1 centimeter, and they may form from clustering of papules, which, like we just said, are less than 1 centimeter. Nodules, those are palpable as well. They're solid or cystic, typically between 1 and 2 centimeters. Tumors are solid or cystic as well, but now they are greater than 2 centimeters. Telangiectasia, so that's dilated superficial blood vessels. Purpura is red or purple lesions that do not blanch. They can be macular or raised. Pustules, those are small, circumscribed papules with purulent fluid. Vesicles are circumscribed papules less than 1 centimeter, filled with clear serous or hemorrhagic fluid. And then bullae are greater than 1 centimeter vesicles. Wheals, these are irregularly shaped, elevated, edematous skin. They can be pale or erythematous. The borders are well demarcated, however they can move as they change. And then scales, these are flakes that appear on the skin surface. So, like I said, being able to correctly identify a type of lesion is key, but also so is determining their pattern of distribution. All right, so first let us talk about some lesions that are commonly seen in specific dermatological diagnoses, and then we will talk about their common distributions. So erythematous macules, which may be caused by numerous etiologies, includes drug reaction, viral exanthems, secondary syphilis, or rheumatic fever, compared to hypopigmented macules, which are commonly seen in something like tinea versicolor or vitiligo. Some isolated papules can be concerning, for example, the actinic keratosis, which we know is concerning because most squamous cell carcinomas arise from actinic keratosis. Also, there's basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, or the most severe, of course, melanoma, which may present with an isolated papule, but it could also be a wart, and so that's obviously a wide gap on the differential. The key point with these is if a skin lesion is identified that's not clearly benign, that patient should be referred to a dermatologist for a complete exam and potential biopsy. So examples of papular eruptions are seen in acne vulgaris, arthropod bites, so like tick bites, pityriasis rosea, psoriasis, urticaria, and syphilis. Plaque-like lesions, these are seen with candida infections, cellulitis, dermatitis, lupus erythematosus, and then psoriasis, also pityriasis rosea, syphilis, tinea versicolor. So as you can see, there's just a lot of overlap with the types of lesions seen in multiple different diagnoses. However, it's obviously a very critical component when trying to determine your patient's diagnosis. The distribution in the lesions also will help you to narrow down your differential even more. So for example, clustered lesions, these are seen in herpes simplex virus, whereas lesions that follow a dermatome are seen with herpes zoster virus. Coalescing lesions, or lesions that grow together, this is seen in psoriasis and also viral exanthems. Flexural distribution, this is seen with acanthosis nigricans, atopic dermatitis in older children and adults, but extensor distribution is seen with psoriasis and atopic dermatitis in infants. Tinea infections, so fungal infections, and eczema, these are often seen affecting the hands and feet. Squamous cell may affect the mouth. Also, we know that HSV2 and impetigo are often seen local to the mouth, compared to something like seborrheic dermatitis, tinea capitis, psoriasis, which often affects the scalp. And so again, you can see not always black and white. There's a lot of gray when trying to narrow down that differential with a dermatological complaint, but the more questions that you ask, the more boxes that I said that you can check off, the more that you can continue to narrow down your differential. But if you want to know more about managing derm and musculoskeletal complaints in the outpatient setting, then you can definitely join me tomorrow, which would be September 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm giving a webinar all about managing derm and musculoskeletal complaints in the outpatient setting. I do weekly webinars with Archer Review. And so if you'd like to join, if you're going to study for your boards exam, or if you just want a refresher for practice, you can actually join the live for free if you make sure to use the coupon code ArcherCares. And I'll put all of it again in the description here. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. It helps me to continue making more videos like this one. And until next time, I hope you guys learn something new every day. Don't forget to take care of yourself, get out and get some fresh air before summer is over. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Okay, bye.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.